Hi, I'm Dr. Anuradha, pediatrician, adolescent specialist, and parenting wizard, with yet another episode of Dr. Anuradha's Breath of Fresh Parenting. Parenting teenagers was always complicated, but just this teeny-weeny virus called Corona has managed to turn our world upside down and make it way more complex than it used to be. This was brought home to me by one 11-year-old I just saw around a week ago. Arvind came to me because he was unable to sleep and his parents said that he was feeling very anxious. And when I spoke to him, I realized that in the last 6 weeks, all the negative news about this epidemic, which was being bombarded from all sides, through the phones, through television, had actually taken its toll on him. He was worried about why his life had changed so much and whether his and his parents' lives would actually come back to normal after this epidemic was over. This set me thinking, all parents and all of us must be experiencing these same emotions since the last 2 months. Digital media have changed our lives today after the epidemic in a way we had never ever imagined. We are constantly struggling between trying to adjust to this new normal. We are trying to work remotely, and at the same time we are trying to get our teens to do what they were offline at school, now online at home. And this can be a huge challenge for all of us. What has happened is that now we are together more than we were ever before. And this has made a big difference to the way we are interacting with each other offline. So let's just start to understand what is it that we have been doing with our lives in the last couple of months. When it comes to offline activities, how we have tried to adjust is by doing more of the household work on our own because we had no help at all. We are also trying to get adjusted to the fact that we are spending more time with our family than we had ever done in the past. We are trying to adjust our work, our office work, into a schedule which is already very packed. When it comes to teenagers, they are spending much more time online than they were doing before. What are they actually doing online? Of course, they are trying to do their online classes and do their school work, but they are also trying to get their entertainment from YouTube, from the live streaming television. They are also trying to learn new skills, like probably learning to play a new instrument, learning singing, or trying to get some exercise with the online workouts which are available. They are also, one of the most important things that teenagers do when they are growing up is connect to their peer group. And this has become a big challenge for them now because they are not able to meet them at school or anywhere else outside. So what they are trying to do is to connect to them on social media, which means they are spending way more time texting and trying to stay connected to their friends. They are also trying to stay up to date with what is happening in the world, especially because of the uncertain and extraordinary times that we are going through. All this put together has made it really difficult as parents to understand where to draw the line as far as our children and teenagers are concerned. So let's just explore how we can go about doing it. So I have some tips for you how we can balance our offline and online activities in the current situation. So the first thing that we can do is to make a routine for ourselves as well as our teenagers. What this means is that when we have a routine, it can actually bring down the stress levels a lot. So for the teens, we need to plan because we have had some idea as to how we should manage the screen times before, but now we have to do it differently. So what we need to actually do is make the teenagers fix up a certain time for their schoolwork. So about 3 to 4 hours in a day can be fixed for schoolwork. They can take some of the activities, their hobbies, sports, etc. that they were doing offline, they can take it online now. So what this means is that they can probably watch more of the DIY videos, learn some new craft. They can take their singing lessons online. And also it's really wonderful now that we have now access to some of the most famous celebrities across the globe doing different things like playing an instrument, theater, movies, etc. And all of this we can do absolutely free. And that makes it really so much better now, what we are doing online. We can also ensure that the teenagers utilize their time in interactive consumption. What this means is that parents and teenagers can actually start watching television or watching certain videos together. It can be a wonderful experience, both in terms of learning and in terms of staying connected to each other. As far as we are concerned as parents, what we need to understand is that yes, working from home can be very, very stressful because we have to juggle between doing our household work and doing what we are doing online. But we really need to set a time aside, otherwise it can get out of hand. Because I have spoken to many parents and they say that they are actually working more when they are at home than they were doing at office. So we really need to take a look at that. Other thing what we can do is we need to take care of our stress at this point of time. So we need to get into also offline activities which will help us to stay connected to our teens. Say for example, planning healthy nutritious meals and cooking together sometimes and having a meal at least once a day together. When it comes to teenagers, it's also important to ensure that they have a good sleep routine. So trying to minimize exposure to smartphones around bedtime and also other digital devices will make a huge difference. In all this, one important thing is that since we are spending more and more time online, way more than we did before, we need to take a step back and reserve at least one day in a week which can be totally media free. That will be our detox day for the parents as well as the teenagers, and we can utilize this time to do many wonderful things together. I understand that this is a very unusual and uncertain period for all of us, but we can make it enjoyable, and that's what I've realized in the last couple of months. So as parents and teenagers, use this time to connect together and spend joyful times together, and watch out for all the conflicts that are going to arise between you and the teen when it comes to setting limits on media. This is a very important thing that we need to understand. We know that it is very difficult at this point of time, and our old ways of parenting may have to be a different now. So we need to have an adaptive type of digital parenting in this new times, and that is what is going to help us through this difficult period, and also adjust to the time that is going to come after this epidemic is over. I hope all of you stay safe and sound through this lockdown period. If you enjoyed watching my video, please leave your comments in the box below. Share with me what are the challenges you have faced in the last couple of months. I have many more parenting secrets for you in the next few videos. So if you want to become an incredible digital parent, stay with me, join me for my next upcoming webinar, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Anuradha signing off. Stay safe.